Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Beasts Vlog. Yes, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the idea. In one of my earlier videos, I talked about the process that I go through for memorizing my lines for a show. And I've been leads in shows before, and I've been part of the chorus before. But when I have lines to memorize, this is generally what I like to do. Of course, I read through the script, and I mark my script, and I put little sticky tabs in there so that I know, where the scenes are. I have a reputation, at least I did when I worked elsewhere, of being one of the first people off book. And I didn't realize how deep this reputation went until I showed up for the first read-through on a show, and another actor walked into the room, and apparently he didn't know I was going to be in this show. And he walks in and he goes, "Oh, Howard's here. Do you have your lines memorized yet?" So, yeah, that's my reputation. I get my lines memorized fairly early. As my good friend Bob Willie told me, you can't act with a book in your hand. And I found that certainly to be true. One of the best bits of advice I've gotten. So I try to get off book as soon as possible. And it really helps me explore, my actions, my facial expressions, how I deliver the lines on stage, and so on. So how do I get there? How do I memorize the lines? Well, the first thing that I do is I take a little notebook, or I take a legal pad, and I simply write out all of my lines, okay? Word for word, every single line that I have. And, for Beauty and the Beast, he's in 7 scenes, and some of the lines are pretty simple, one-word lines like, "what?" and so on. But others, are lengthy. He doesn't have any speeches, of course, but he does have some songs, and I write out the words for the songs as well. The second thing that I do, and I write all of my lines at least twice. The second thing that I do then is I create this handy dandy little mess right here. Now you look at that and you go, what is that? These are all my lines, and they are written on 3x5 cards. And I have then punched a hole in one corner, and I put a book ring in that corner, and you can see it's labeled. This one is for Act 2, Scene 6, and it has all of my lines on there. So I can take this, I can slip it into my pocket, I can have it in my hand. It's a lot lighter than a script is, and I can simply flip through the first line here, "Leave me in peace," and then again, without looking at my script or at my notes, I can be looking at the actor, I can be looking at the director, I can be looking around the stage, and just glance down. It doesn't matter now, just let them come. And the brain processes things very quickly, but I don't have to search through the script to find my line. I can take my eyes off the script, simply flip the card, and I know my next line is right there. But even though I've created this, I have to admit, I've never used these on stage, because by the time I get to a particular scene, because of the process of writing them out twice and then simply running lines, I've got my lines memorized. The dialogue on stage is just that. It's a dialogue. It's a conversation. We don't practice conversations in real life. And if you just think of the story. I mean, think of having a conversation with somebody. When you're reading through the script, it's a conversation. And if you can just put yourself in that situation of just talking to somebody, a lot of times just your natural response is going to get you through. So, very simple process. The book first, the notebook first, writing out all the lines. Well, actually, the first thing is read the script, right? Second thing, write it in the book. And then I put all of my lines on 3x5 cards. And then I put it on a really handy carabiner here, I guess that's what they're called, right? Holds them all together. It looks really impressive, but like I said, honestly, I don't think I've ever actually used them on stage. So that's it. I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you next time. Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Beasts Vlog. Okay, so yeah, we're a couple in now, and I'm finding the personality. Okay, so in one of my earlier videos, I talked about the process that I go through for memorizing lines. And I found that as I get older, the harder it is to... I'm going to try this again. Let's take two, shall we? Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Beasts Vlog. Obviously, we're a couple videos in, and I'm finding my character online. Very nice. No, let's try this again in 5, 4, 3. Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Beasts Vlog. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Not used to being in front of the camera. I'm usually on stage. And I'm watching myself right now on this little tiny screen. Yes. Okay, I don't like this one either. Let's try it again, shall we? In 5, 4,